Hi everyone, and welcome to my live. So I'm Rhonda Kelly from Rhonda's Readings. Welcome everyone. As you can see, I'm in a different place yet again. I've slowed down my touring dates. I don't have anything coming up until the Brisbane Mind Body Spirit Festival in December. So just having a little bit of a break, starting to sort of wind down. I'm still doing private readings for now, but I am taking a little bit of a break. So I hope everyone is well. I'm coming to you at my new time of Wednesday at 4 p.m, coming to you on Wednesday, the 27th of July, 2022. So it looks like I've got about half a dozen people watching. So I've got Robert Wilson, hi, from YouTube, and Rimsha and Ray, hi everyone. It was quite interesting. I had a couple of private clients from the States during the week that have been watching my live. So that was nice. I mostly get more local clients that sort of book in and have a private reading with me. So with the website, with the ticker going down across rondasreadings.com, that's how you contact me to book a follow-on reading, because obviously I'm only doing snapshot readings with this live. I only do one question per person. There's no guarantee of having a reading, but it's just if I'm drawn to you, I'll do the reading. I do have the sort of pay $5 to PayPal account if you want a guaranteed reading. Otherwise, just take your chances. Yeah, absolutely, Ray. Beauty of the internet. I can reach far and wide. Yeah, I mean, I can call myself an international clairvoyant now because I have basically done a psychic fair in Malaysia, and I've toured Malaysia, Singapore, and I've also done a psychic fair in New Zealand. And then COVID hit, so that sort of slowed that down. But I have got some things in a pipeline with overseas connections, so that's exciting. I um, I probably won't post that for a few months because just still in negotiations and that sort of thing. And being the industry that we're in, we have a lot of copycats. So once I start going to a fair that's worth my while going to and all that sort of thing, sure enough, the next time someone else is there. So I'm mum's the word at the moment. I'm just sort of going through my things and looking for opportunities for myself, basically. Also, I'm going to be on. So this is my YouTube channel, Rhonda's Readings, my Facebook page, Rhonda's Readings by Rhonda Kelly, and my Facebook group, Rhonda's Readings. So I stream to those three things: the two Facebook ones and the YouTube one. I also am a part of Psychic TV Australia, for those of you who don't know. So I've been with them since 2016. So I was on TV 2016 to 2018. Now it's phone line, so you can connect from a number from Australia, New Zealand, UK, America. It's quite worldwide now, so that's awesome. But I actually do a live stream usually about once a month. So I do. I will be sharing that on my Facebook group and that sort of thing. But I'm doing that tomorrow night live at 8 p.m. on the PTV Australia Facebook page. So that's where you'll find that. And it's much the same thing. In order to have a reading, there's no guarantee of having a reading, but you like and share, and then you ask your question. All right. Hi, Anne. I'm well, thank you. So someone asked if I'm staying warm. Yes, I'm staying. I'm actually in a place now that my husband and I have chosen for warmth. Having said that, it's a really windy and cold day, but it's warmer than down south. It was a couple of weeks ago, or last week actually. It was sort of like 6 degrees outside, so it was pretty cold actually. So thank you everyone for watching. Please let me know where you're watching from. I know I've had I have sort of the regulars that watch, but I also have some new people, and I'm not sure where you're all from. So those of you who don't know me, I'm Rhonda Kelly, international clairvoyant psychic medium. And if you'd like a chance of having a reading, you do need to share this video. So that's what you do. And I'm going to be doing this 4 p.m. time slot for a while. I will probably do that for the next 2 weeks. Now I'm going to have a little bit of a break. But that's basically what I'm doing. Oh, beautiful, Em. So you're from Virginia. Beautiful. Thank you. And California? Ringwood? Yes. I have family in Ringwood. I grew up in Melbourne. The other side, I grew up southeast though. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that, Federica. All right. Okay. Um, it's quite funny. I heard an American accent. It wasn't one of my readings, thank God, but it was an accent I'd never heard before. And I've traveled all around the states. I did a couple of Kentucky tours, and I did my own thing. I sort of traveled in between the tours, and I've kind of went across from one side to the other on the northern side, and same on the southern states, and sort of went up and saw some states in the middle. And then I've spent time in Seattle, and I've spent time in places for longer. But this accent, it was kind of like a Massachusetts accent, park my car sort of thing. But it almost had a bit of a southern thing to it as well. And there were a couple of things he said, and I didn't understand him. So that was really interesting. I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know whether anyone can sort of elaborate where he was from. I forgot to actually ask that, but yeah, that was unusual. So someone that's got a Boston, Massachusetts accent with a bit of a southern sort of thing. I assume that he's lived in two of those places, kind of thing. But that was interesting. I didn't actually didn't recognize it. All right, so Nicole, if you want to ask your question, you've just paid. I believe it was you, Nicole, who just paid paper. Just bear with me. Talk amongst yourself. I'm just looking at my screen. Um, all right, and thank you for those people who shared, liked, and shared. Appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. So Nicole, if you want to ask your question, also Ray, you're on the Sunshine Coast. Beautiful. Um, I'm on the Sunshine Coast shortly. Next week, actually, just to escape the warmer weather. Sorry, escape the cooler weather. So if you can tell me what the weather's like, Ray. All right, just waiting for Nicole to post her question because she's paid the $5. So I'll answer her question first. All right, beautiful. Let me tune into you, Nicole. What punishment will Lee be receiving from the real estate agency and or fair trading? Okay, I'm feeling like the punishment isn't decided yet. um, I'm feeling that there's sort of there's a permanent or there's a black mark on his name. Like I feel like in the course of what he's doing, he's always going to have this mark or this reference number or something on his name. So that's the first thing. So that's sort of, and I actually feel like that's long term going to be sort of more damaging. I feel like there'll be some fine, like he'll have to do something but if he doesn't do it, he'll have to pay a fine. And I feel like I'm just feeling like Lee's going to be really stubborn, actually. Like I really feel like he doesn't, I feel like he doesn't want to do what he should have done in the first place. So I feel like he's going to be forced to do it. So I'm not getting that he's going to apologize to you or anything else because I feel like he's too stubborn for that. Oh, Lee is female. Okay. All right. And Ricky is male. That's interesting because Lee has quite a masculine domineering energy. Like I'm just going to do what I want. So that's interesting. I mean, you can certainly have women like that as well, but yeah. So I actually feel like it's going to be sort of more long term, Nicole. That there's going to be a permanent mark on her name, and she's going to be forced to do something or pay a fine. And I feel like she'll kind of try to wipe her hands clean of it until the day that fine's due, and she'll have to do it. So that's what I'm feeling is going to happen. All right, but thank you for that, Nicole. All right, so just going to go up to the top. So hi everyone for watching. I've just noticed I've had a few more people. So if you don't know me, I'm Rhonda Kelly, psychic medium, and I do weekly lives at 4 p.m. So that's what I'm doing now. And I realized that I'm just really orange on with this lighting. It's pretty bad. Probably should have done a test before, but that's okay. You'll have an orange psychic doing readings. All right. Thank you, Robert. Hello, beautiful. Was wondering if Mum or Dad has any messages for me if you're inspired. Just keep on keeping on. I know you can get sort of stuck and overthink things, Robert. And I know, one particular thing you've overthought of what a person is thinking, and you just need to let it go. It just feels like there's a bit of an attitude there, and you've just sort of got to let it go. So don't stress about what someone else is thinking of you. Um, I feel like I feel like there's an older woman around you in the living that is very breathless. I'm suddenly feeling sort of like breathless, like um, I just suddenly feel um, almost like she's having a conversation with you and she sort of stops talking because she's run out of breath. And there's a feeling more from your dad, actually, just to keep an eye out. If you see someone around your home or around a station near your home like that, just ask if she's okay. That's what I'm getting a message of us. I feel like just that those words of kindness. I don't feel like you'll have to do anything, but that's really appreciated. And I feel like by being kind and by being nice, it keeps you calm as well, Robert. Thanks for that. All right, Robert, you've just reminded me. I've got some mugs. I've got some merchandise. So these are my little mugs. So I love you, a latte. I see a tall, dark, handsome coffee in your future. So I've got some mugs available on my website with the ticket going across, rhondasreadings.com/shop. Because I know, Robert, you were interested in seeing my mugs. I think Jen was as well. All right, okay. Hi, Lisa. um, Hi, Anne. I'm well, thanks. And Ray. Okay, so Rim just asked, like, get another job anytime soon. I feel like, yes, I feel like you've already made a connection to where you're going to be working. I don't want you to be too selective. I feel like just get a job for the sake of getting a job, and it's kind of you're going to enjoy it, or it's going to be along the lines of what you would have had anyway. And as I'm shooting out into that room, my throat is a bit spirit's really been messing with my throat when I do readings and my eyesight. Like I feel like my throat's sort of closing up. Like there's value in your confidence in just working. But yes, in answer to that, I do feel like you'll get a job soon. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me just have a look at. Oh, hi, Lisa. The PayPal link is in the description of the video. So it's basically, I believe it's paypal.me/Rhonda's readings, something like that. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Vedika. Okay. Oh, beautiful. So that's the sunshine close. A few consecutive days of rain, but otherwise sunny and pleasant. All right, beautiful. So I'll be enjoying my holiday. That's okay. My pleasure, Nicole. Hi, Becca. All right. So I'll just go to Anne's question. Cher, do you see my home insurance will pay for the needed house repairs that we submitted an estimate? Yes, I feel like it will. Hopefully you've kept a copy of what you've submitted, because I feel like um, either they want you to submit it again, or a couple of the pages, like they'll miss a couple of the pages. So hopefully you've photocopied it and you've numbered and saying, this is a 18-page document, just confirm you have all the 18 pages. It just feels like they'll need more information or that sort of thing. And I feel like that's just what they do to sort of waste time, or their way of saying, well, yeah, we're still doing it, but we'll make sure we've got all of that. Yeah, but I do feel like you will get the house repairs, and it feels like sort of it'll be a bit of a bit of sort of delay until it happens, and then it will happen fairly quickly, I feel. All right. Yeah, thanks, Ray. Oh, thank you, Robert. Yeah, I've got 6 different designs. Okay. I don't know what that means. Oh, Van Dika. Van Dika. Beautiful. Is that Dutch or? Hi, Robert. Thank you, Robert. Okay. Hi, Melanie. Hello. Welcome. Love your red hair. Okay. So Lisa Marie has asked, "Hi Rhonda, will my son find somewhere to live soon? He's staying at a friend's but wants something more permanent." I I'm drawn to August with him, and I feel sort of mid to late August there'll be something more permanent, Lisa Marie. I I kind of feel like it's almost like there's a reason. Like it feels almost like he's got to let go of something, and once he lets go of it, things will flow. So it's kind of feels like your son is frustrated, or he's attracting a frustrated sort of energy around him. So I feel like once he does that, things will flow easier. But yeah, I so what is it? 27th of July. So I'm feeling like in 3 weeks' time he'll be in somewhere more permanent. But it's kind of, and I don't even feel like it's a stepping stone to go somewhere else before he goes there. But he's going to have a change in thought before he gets something more permanent. Thanks for that, Lisa. And I feel like their friend is okay with him staying there. It's just your son's putting this pressure on himself, but he's got to sort of change his attitude in some way. All right, thank you for that. Okay, so let me have a look. So I don't have any wise questions or anything for you to ponder this week. Last week I asked what you would tell your younger self, and that question was thank you to Robert. So that was a really interesting one. I had some great dialogue from that. I also do spiritual book reviews, but I haven't read anything lately or brought any new decks of oracle cards. I brought about 3 sort of in the past few months. So that's quite a lot for me. So that's kind of what I do with the vlogs. I do also teach psychic development and mediumship. I don't have any dates posted at the moment, but I'm teaching one-on-one as well. So that's something else I kind of do. And in these lives, I will post questions, or I'll ask for any questions if anyone's wanting to know about psychic development or anything specific that's sort of blocking them in their path at the moment. My pleasure, Robert. Okay. Thank you. Yes, it is Dutch. Beautiful. Thank you for that. Okay, so Melanie with the red hair. Thanks. My hair is the only way my mum and fiance can spot me in the shops. So you spend a lot of time shopping. I was hoping my dad would pop through for a reading. I've been dreaming about him. Everyone else seems to get him in dreams, but I don't. Oh, you've been daydreaming about him. Okay. Because I just heard laughter when I read it wrong. He's definitely around you. I don't your dad's kind of was very particular, and he's not a huge fan of your hair. So that's interesting. It's not that's not what they usually say. They usually give the compliments, but he liked your hair a different color, is what he's saying. He had he's actually connected. It's a little bit strange. Your dad is wanting to tell you, Melanie, that he's connected with his grandfather because they had quite a strained relationship, and I just feel like he wanted you to know that he's connected. And the message behind that, Melanie, is for you to let things go. I know there's a bit of I'm drawn to October, November. I feel like you're putting, or someone's putting pressure on you around finances in October, November. But your dad is actually saying it's going to be okay. So he doesn't want you to get anxious, Melanie. He wants you just to let it flow and just to trust and be specific about what you want and what intention you want. You know, I want the money to pay for this. I want this because this would make my life easier, kind of thing. So he's wanting you to sort of do a bit of manifesting, Melanie. Yeah, so that's always interesting. Yeah, he always liked it natural. Okay, your wedding. Beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. So he's oh, thank you, Lenny. Hi, Lenny. How are you? Hi, Lenny. Oh, thanks for reminding me, Lenny. So for those of you who don't know, I host Ocean Wings psychic and spiritual fairs, and I'm just checking my email to make sure that I get it right and tell you the correct one. But basically, I'm hosting. Okay, let me have a look. I'm hosting 2 events this year. I'm hosting one in Sydney. I believe that's the first weekend in November, and I'm hosting one in Albury this first weekend in December. So the Sydney one is a Saturday only, and the Albury one is Saturday and Sunday, and that's a Christmas market. So that's so to look on that, look on my website, Ocean Wings. I'm just going to type that down. So that's my website to look at the psychic fairs that I'm hosting. Or you can also look on the Facebook page, Ocean Wings. So feel free to share the Facebook page, share the website. So I'm looking for stall holders, for readers, healers, psychics, mediums, Reiki, access consciousness, whatever your modality is around spirituality. I'm also looking for people who want to give presentations or do platform mediumship. So I like to have basically different people. So, people that read differently or have, different skills. So you won't sort of come in and see all of the same thing. You'll have a selection of different people to have readings with, or have readings with more than one, or have a reading and healing or something like that. For the Albury one for Christmas, I've also got some Christmas vendors lined up. So you can buy things related to Christmas presents, Christmas things. So that's kind of a bit of a fun one to sort of do as the last one for the year. So that's why I'm doing that. And the Sydney one is obviously where I hosted my original Ocean Wings event. So it's just a different location. I'm doing it near Glebe rather than on the northern beaches. Yeah, absolutely. So I host psychic and spiritual fairs. Yeah, absolutely. So I will have a reading room and a stall. So you can either come as a reader for the reading room or on the stall. Yeah, I did. I believe I sent you an email, Lenny, but if you didn't receive it, let me know because I've either got your wrong email or I've stuffed that up. But thank you for reminding me, Lenny. Yep, okay. Or I'll give you a call actually, Lenny. That's probably easiest. Okay. All right. Okay, so Melanie, thank you for confirming that hair was your wedding day hair was what your dad loves. But you've always had long and thick hair, which is beautiful. Hi, Haley. I'm well, thanks. So hopefully it's not too late for you. It's probably about midnight or something. So I'll answer your question. How will my first semester in physical therapy school start August 22nd? I feel like it will be good. And I actually just feel like you'll be really motivated. I feel like the workload after studying chemistry will be easier. But the content will be more relevant or more interesting, I feel. All right, so Vadika, will I receive my inheritance, please? I'm getting yes, you will, but I'm also being told be patient. I'm not, yeah. Okay. I'm not actually getting a time. And Spirit does that to me when there's got to be patience needed. And it's not even feeling like let it flow or, I just feel like I'm being told that you need to stay diligent. So do any paperwork or answer any queries that you need to. But yeah, I feel like you will get your inheritance. Okay, sure, Lenny. Okay, all right. Thank you, Lenny. Thanks, Haley. And you know that, yeah, close to midnight. Yeah, and you know that you're doing this because you're really interested in it. I just see you being, just finding it pretty cool actually, and being able to apply it as well. And it's interesting when I did, so when I did my first degree, Haley, was a science degree, and I actually transferred from Melbourne Uni to a university in Adelaide, and I loved it. Like Melbourne Uni's got the best reputation, all the rest of it, but changing to a different university, I'd only been there about 40 years. their teaching styles were so different. I absolutely loved it. It was pretty much the same material. It was, biochem, immunology, microbiology, virology, all those. I did the biomedical stream in science, so all of those things. But it was just taught in a way that was just kind of sexier, like it made science interesting. And we actually did some subjects. We had a medical, like we had a hospital on campus, and we didn't do medical subjects that doctors did, but we did subjects in the medical school that it was called PBL. It was problem based learning. It was the first time. It was basically a trial run, and I loved it because we were given a patient scenario, and then we had to talk about the science behind it. So it was actually really cool. It was sort of interesting because it made more sense. So I feel like that will be yeah, so I feel like that will be much the same for you. You'll be like, wow, I can see how this applies, these chemical reactions, but it makes sense, and that's how it would manifest in a patient. All right, so I'm just scrolling back up because I was drawn to a couple other people, and I've gone past those. So obviously, just you've got to share, you've got to like and share if you would like to have a reading. I know people have already told me that they have. Okay. Okay, so I'm just scrolling up actually. How's everyone finding the new Facebook changes as well? I'm just I really don't like it. I'm not spending much time on Facebook. Like I've got different pages that I admin and that sort of thing, and now I find I have to flick, like it sort of defaults to one, and I always have to flick back, and I just feel like anything takes me too long. I've even posted some memes on my Rhonda's Readings by Rhonda Kelly page that I meant for my profile. So if you looked at those and thought that's nothing to do with spirituality, that's why, because I meant to post them on my profile. Okay, so Federica, what do you see in the next 6 or 12 months for me? I'm feeling okay. I feel like I'm just getting interesting that you said 6 or 12 because um I'm getting 3, 3, 3, 3. I'm feeling like the first 3 months the months are gonna be slow. The next 3 months are gonna just flow really well. And then next 3 months be slow, and then the following 3 months flow well. So that's it's a bit interesting. And I feel like the overall message for the 6, 12 months is balance. I'm feeling I don't know whether you're sort of conscious of your health or your weight, or whether you're really monitoring that or something. Because what I'm getting an image of, in Bridget Jones' diary, when she basically writes her diary every day, and the top line she writes her weight, number of smoked, number of cigarettes taken, and then at the end of the year she's put on 2 kilos for the whole year. Like I'm getting an image of that, so I don't know what you're monitoring around your health, Federica, but I don't feel there's a need to be too invested in it, or sort of get yourself anxious about it, because I'm just feeling like overall it's going to balance out. So if you have more but then you have less, it'll balance out. So I feel like the next 6, 12 months are about balance for you, and I'm not sure what the 3, 3, and 3 mean with that. Like, I certainly don't get a sense that you're going to move somewhere for 3 months, or you're going to do something drastically different for your life in 3 months. But that's what I'm getting. So it's a little bit of a strange reading, but I feel like balance is needed for you, Federica. Thanks for that. Okay. Hi, Becca. I don't think I said hello to you before. So for those of you who are watching, I'm going to be doing the PTV Australia live tomorrow night, so Thursday night at 8 p.m. So for those of you watching overseas, it's 4:30 p.m. So another 3.5 hours later, but this time tomorrow. Okay, so Ray has said, Rhonda, I would love to know what you see cooking for me in the next few months. Do you see another move? Hope it goes well. If so, thank you. I'm feeling 4 months. I know you said in the next few months, but I feel like it'll be that plus one more. I do feel like there's a move, and um, I'm also feeling, Ray, that where you're going to move to is going to be more accessible for you. I don't know whether you're taking luggage upstairs, or like where you're currently living now, that it feels like it was awkward to get to. But I see that not being so much of an issue. So I feel like you'll be happier in your new place, and it's easier to get to. It's more accessible. Okay, thanks for that, Ray. All right, so for those of you who didn't see my mugs, these are my mugs. I've got some products in my shops, and they've all got there's either something catchy related to coffee or to tea. So that's available in the shops, and the ticket going down, rhondasreadings.com/shop. All right. Okay, I'm just having a look. Yeah, that would be absolutely amazing. So, yeah, would love to have you there. Okay. Yeah, I feel like you're gonna love applying your physical education course. Yeah, it's interesting. It was funny. It's sort of, I feel like you're like me, Hayley. Like, after my science degree, I got a job in a lab, basically pipetting things and titrating things, and um, not even plating up things, just working out the, can't even think of what the technique's called, but basically, setting the dye of the horse blood, creating the medium sort of thing. And that's what I was trying to do, and I was so bored. I didn't get to talk to anyone. No one in the lab talked to each other. It was kind of a subtle sort of bullying environment. Like, I wasn't bullied, but I could see the people that had worked there for a while were being bullied. And I hated it. And then I got a job in a sleep lab thinking I'll do this till I get a real job. And then I became a sleep lab manager. So I did medical science in a sort of a technical clinical environment. So, you kind of don't know what you're going to be doing, because the skills that you're learning now, Hayley, and what you've already done through your previous studies, you can apply it in different ways. Yeah, so you can't share the YouTube, Ray, but you can certainly subscribe to my YouTube channel, Rhonda's Readings. I can't read on TikTok, unfortunately. So my TikTok is also Rhonda's Readings. So feel free to share and like that. I thought I had to get to 100 followers to be able to do lives, but it turns out I need 1,000. So I'm actually nowhere near it. Yeah, that was, yeah, so I need a lot more, but once I do that, I'll be able to do readings on TikToks, and that will be kind of nice again for a different information. Oh, that's okay, Margaret. Welcome. I'm doing my readings earlier now at 4 o'clock rather than 7. That's okay, Federica. So not sure about accessibility. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you'll definitely be taking a break from it. I don't know what the accessibility means, but that's the way Spirit gave it to me. I mean, I don't want to sort of make it fit, but it was quite clear that the next place will be more accessible to you. I mean, maybe that means it's going to be your home, not someone else's home. But yeah, I see you being a lot happier about that. Have I missed anyone for a reading? If I have, if you could type your comment again. Okay, so I've got M Shell. So hopefully you've subscribed to my YouTube channel, Rhonda's Readings. I have a question if you're taking them. I need to move very soon and I'm unsure where to look for a new place to live on a temporary or more permanent term. I'm feeling more temporary, M Shell, and I feel that way you can go somewhere a little bit different, but not substantially different. It's kind of, I don't know whether you're on a train line or something. Oh, Spirit, I just saw someone. I don't know who that was. I feel like that was with you, Michelle. It was a very skinny lady that okay. Just I don't normally see them that clearly. Just seeing what she's wanting to say. She's saying to look through your childhood toys. Because there's something of hers that was a toy of hers. Like she's showing me sort of like a toy box. That's what she's saying, but that's not. I don't understand how that's relevant to your question about the move. But yeah, I'm feeling the next move will be temporary, and it's like what I'm saying is like a train line that you're one part and you're going to go to the other end of it. So it's further away from you, but it's not too far. Yeah, 100%. If you could, share my TikTok, I'd really appreciate it. It's kind of, I feel like I don't spend enough time on it. I need to do regular content, because that's what I started doing, and I started getting a following, and then I stopped. Yeah, that's it. It feels like it's time. Yeah, time for you to live alone. Yeah, the toy box is odd. So you think that was your mum? Was your mum a lot older than you, or she sort of had a presence about her that would kind of just sort of be there and look at you, but she because the way she looked at me was really odd. Like she was not judging me, but she was quite sort of critical of what I was doing. So if you can relate that to your mum, I mean, it felt like for me, it felt like a grandmother energy. 3 months ago, okay, that was interesting because she did sort of put up a hand, but I didn't. I thought that was a gesture. I didn't think that was a three. Yeah, so whatever the toy was that you had as a child that she also had as a child, there's I see you sort of looking at it's almost like it's a puzzle, or you look at it like from a different angle and it looks different. It's quite strange. It's like a puzzle box or something like you. It's kind of like she's showing me you look at it differently from a different perspective, regardless of where you're looking at it from the room. So whether that makes sense to you. But she's definitely yeah, definitely around you a lot. I mean, the way she came across was, I mean, I saw spirit very clearly as a child, and now I just sort of get an image or an image in my mind's eye. But she was really clear, so that's really interesting for me. But I feel like you can see her as well. I feel like you have a bit of clairvoyance as well, Michelle. All right, so Becca said, a lady I knew and used to get readings from in the past passed away last year. I never knew she was terminally ill, and I've never felt at peace that I never got to say goodbye. Do you have anything to put my mind at ease? She didn't want it any differently, Becca. Honestly, she didn't want the attention in knowing she was sick. You know, she would have major surgery and not tell anyone. Just say I'm going away for a couple of weeks. So she was an incredibly private person. She was very sensitive, and you know, sensitive people can either be, you know, people who need lots of attention. That's not her, but or people that don't say anything about themselves because they don't want the criticism or they don't want the attention. So I feel like she was the latter. Um, so it's not. I appreciate what you're saying, and she is also she's sending you a lot of healing and a lot of love. I don't know whether she used to hold your hands when she did the reading, or she'd sort of greet you and like hold your hands. Like some people give you a hug or a smile, but she'd smile and hold your hands. I feel like that was something she liked to do, just touch hands and feel the energy of you by touching your hands. But she there's an apology from her that you feel that way because she didn't want that wasn't her intention. Like she never wanted to leave anyone and let them feeling like they hadn't said goodbye or they've done the wrong thing or they haven't done enough. certainly doesn't want that. She just wanted it that way. She wanted to go without the attention. Yeah, so really don't, please don't feel bad about it, because you can say goodbye to her right now. You can say goodbye, thank you for helping me. Thank you for listening to me and helping me get past this. So I feel to put your mind at ease, say goodbye in your own way. Even if you want to associate that with lighting a candle or lighting an incense or something like that, if you want to do something symbolic. I mean, she's there anyway, but that's beautiful. And I've got goosebumps. She's going to, when you do that and you say goodbye in your own time, in your own way, by yourself, you'll feel her touching your hand. So that's really beautiful, Becca. Okay, let me have a look. So just scrolling through the comments. Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for that. So that's, yeah, she was a bit judgmental. I mean, just the way she looked at me was like, just, yeah, really judging me. And it was just, and that's exactly what my grandmother used to do, which is really quite funny. Hi, hey Ishka, how are you? Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'll post more on TikTok. So if anyone's on TikTok, please follow me. I'll just type it. So TikTok Rhonda's readings, and then I'll be able to do some lives. And I gather you don't do, like, you only do lives for 10 minutes or something, but if that's the case, I'll be able to do sort of more a week, which would be pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that, M. Shell. Yeah, she just leave the poor Australian psychic lady. I leave her alone. She may not be up to your standard, but she's good enough. All right. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. And there's no animosity from her that you didn't say goodbye. It was just the way that she wanted it. All right. So Ishka, if you can, and Shell, if you can subscribe, and Ray, if you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Rhonda's Readings, that'd be great. I did miss. Yeah, so that was Ray the upper wanting to live alone. Okay. But that was a beautiful question, Becca. I mean, so I had her in my thoughts often. I meant to visit her, but then COVID got in the way of life. Yeah, she would touch your hands, and that was so. When I read, I hold a nine of jewelry. That's called psychometry. Basically, there was an American physician, Dr. Buchanan, who said that metallic objects hold a person's energy, and he was sort of laughed about, and that's sort of witchy stuff. But it's actually true. They hold, objects that a person wears. Oh, the light's just flickering. Objects that a person holds really, a person holds or wears holds their energy. And I read that called psychometry. And by psychometry, you could read a signature, you could read anything. You could hold a person's phone or their wallet or that sort of thing. But she would, I just feel like she would touch your hands as a way of sort of connecting you, like greet you and touch your hands, or sort of before doing the reading, she'd touch your hands. So that was her way of doing psychometry. So it's actually really clever. And COVID changed a lot of things for people. It's that's you have no control over that. And that's interesting because Becca, my auntie, came through for me this morning, and I loved her. I visited her the most, and visited her grave the most compared to any other family. But I was actually overseas when my auntie died, and I didn't visit her before I left because literally like 2 days before I flew overseas for 3 years, I chipped my tooth, so I had to go to the dentist, and all of that sort of happened. I kind of could have gone back, but it would have been like a longer day, and I didn't do it. And I always regret not doing that, not saying goodbye. But I've also realized now that it doesn't matter. I mean, your love is there for them and that respect, and you remember how they made you feel, their words of wisdom. And that's this. I mean, this lady wasn't a blood relative, but you felt that unconditional love from her in what she was doing and how she was helping you. So that's the main thing, that you get it. And just like my auntie, she doesn't. There's no animosity for me not visiting her before she died. So yeah, it's very similar, and that's but as a confirmation that yes, you could have visited her, but you didn't, and then she died. It's okay, is what she's saying and what my auntie's saying. But thank you for that, Becca. All right. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Robert. Well, they're going absolutely crazy here, which is a bit ridiculous. And I'm sitting near a window and the light's terrible, so don't know what that is. But yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Becca. And honestly, she's just got the most beautiful energy. She's yeah, she's like my auntie, and anyone that met her loved her, unless she told her off. But that's also interesting, Shell, with your mum that's come through, because my auntie could quite easily tell people off and make them cry, like grown men. She'd make them cry if they did something wrong. So, she was tough like Shell's mum, but also incredibly kind, like this lady that Becca knew. So that's an interesting validation that people in a platform and group audience can appreciate that. Okay, so let me read Michelle's. My mum's grandmother raised her in Poland, so she may be a bit intense, but she had a way to everyone's heart. I understand she was ready to go. Yeah, 100% she was ready to go. That makes it easier. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, she's really got a bit of attitude, even on the other side. I mean, they have the same personality, but it's kind of like I've got an air of importance, or I'm better than you. So I'm gonna look at you and in a judgmental way. It's like, well, I'm the one living, sweetheart. So, judge me all you like. I've still got my physical body. Yeah, so it's quite, I mean, you just have to laugh about it. You can't be intimidated by it, or you can't take it too seriously. Like, that's for me just the way they validate that. Yeah, thank you for that. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Ray. So hopefully the other YouTubers I've read have also subscribed to my YouTube channel, Rhonda's Readings. I've also created a YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, I'm the executive secretary of the Australian Spiritual Alliance. So if you look on YouTube, I've just created a YouTube channel for the ASA as well. So if you'd like to like that as well, that would be wonderful. Don't have much content yet. I think I've only put 2 meditations or something. But sort of stay tuned for that. There'll be some interesting content, and we've got some courses coming out, which absolutely amazing. The people who've all been involved, but just the amount of experience and what they have to offer is just amazing. So that's to come with the Australian Spiritual Alliance. Okay, so I'll just read a couple more. So I'll just read Margaret. Do you have anything for me today, please, Rhonda? I'm feeling quite restless tuning into your energy, actually, Margaret. And I've got a sore, left hip and lower back, but just feeling a bit restless. I actually feel, Margaret, that you're you're putting something off, and that's quite unusual for you, because you're quite dynamic. So it's strange. I almost feel like I'm not tuning into your energy, but I'm tuning into someone around you. So whatever, if it's you or if it's someone around you that's putting something off, just help them start doing it. And it feels like it's something like around the home, but it's perhaps on the outside. It's almost like and whether this is a metaphor or not, but it feels like there's something structural that they need to fix before it gets worse, or whether that's taking charge of their life before it things get out of hand or things become more expensive. So that's what I'm getting. So I actually feel like I'm with someone around you, but whoever the person is that's becoming anxious about putting something off, but almost like got so much work to do, but I want to sleep. I don't want to think about it. So if you can help with that. Yeah, absolutely, Michelle. She was a funny one. So if you come to my future lives Wednesday at 4 p.m., you can tell her to mind her manners. Thank you. so mind your manners with Rhonda. I look, I feel like it's a few of them. I'm not sure. I mean, it's okay. I'm not freaked out. I just got a shock when I saw Michelle's mum. Um, okay, so I'll read just one more. I have my college job placements coming soon, says Ishka. Can you see if I would get in a company with a good status? I'm drawn to the second one actually, so I feel yes. I feel like you've got to. I don't know whether you have to write an essay or write a story. I'm getting a sense that the college placements are like the work's fairly routine, but you're going to be invited to write an essay about your experience or something. And I feel like just sort of write that from your heart. I feel like they want to sort of see what motivates you. But I'm drawn to I feel like you're going to have 3 or 4, but I'm drawn to the second one as being the most suitable. Like whether that's the second one you've applied for, or the second one you're going to, or it's your second choice or something. It's like your energy resonates more with that company. But yeah, I do feel like you get placed with a company with the good status. I don't feel like I feel like you've got a list and it's not the highest status, but it's actually pretty good. And I feel like when you start, you'll realize how good it is and how lucky you are to work there. That's what I'm getting. I am. I just told her out loud. Thank you so much, Michelle, my soul sister from the US. I really appreciate that. Yeah, she's yeah, because it was just she's just had a very strong presence. The way she showed herself to me was unusual. But that's all. That's okay. My pleasure, Ishka. So remember the second one. Alrighty, so for those of you who don't know me and are just watching and don't know what I'm doing, I'm Rhonda Kelly, international clairvoyant and psychic medium. I do my weekly lives every Wednesday at 4 p.m. I'll be doing these for another couple of weeks, and I am going to have a little bit of a break, but that's okay. I've been touring sort of non-stop for about 2 months. I'm having a break. My next festival will be at the Brisbane Mind Body Spirit Festival in September. So I'm actually really fortunate. I've got sort of like almost 2 months break. For those of you who have seen, I've got some mugs in the shop of my website. So the rondasreadings.com, if you look at the shop section, I've got some mugs. I've got some funny sort of quotes around tea and coffee. But you'll be able to see the pictures on my shop, rondasreadings.com/shop. I also host psychic fairs called Ocean Wings, and I have a website, oceanwings.com.au, and I have 2 events coming up. One the first weekend in November in Sydney for Saturday, the first Saturday, and a Christmas market in Albury coming up the first weekend in December. So that's Saturday and Sunday. So looking for stall holders, people to work for doing bookings, product sales, healers, people for the psychic reading room, people also to have their own stalls. So I have been emailing people. If you haven't received any information from me, have a look at the website oceanwings.com.au or have a look on my Facebook page, oceanwings.com. So that's a long way off, but I am starting to take expressions of interest, and the stall sales will happen quickly. I will be offering incentives for people who've previously been stall holders, and I'll also be offering a referral discount. If you refer another stall holder who books and pays, you'll both get a discount with that as well. My absolute pleasure. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ishka. Yeah, so thank you so much for all the people who've watched. I really appreciate your input. Feel free to basically ask any psychic related question. I obviously do psychic and mediumship questions. It's just a snapshot reading. It's just, unless you pay $5 to PayPal, it's just a random chance of having a question if I'm drawn to you. If you did want to book anything more in depth, my website's rhondasreadings.com. If you have a look in the shop section, you can book a 15, 30 or 45 or 60-minute reading with me. I've also got email readings and other items in the shop, including my mugs. So that's what I've got. Excuse my nails. I've just been picking at them. But yeah, that's basically who I am and what I do. For those of you who'd like to see me doing another live this week, I am a psychic on Psychic TV Australia, pin 9897. I am doing the live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. with Harry T. And I believe the other guest psychic is Remo. He's a fairly new guy to the show. He's got amazing mediumship, I hear. So that's what you'll be seeing tonight, tomorrow night. But that's basically me for now. Other than that, I'll say good night, and feel free to let me know if you've got any, spiritual books or spiritual oracle cards you'd like me to review, and I can do that in my spiritual book review. Other than that, I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.